Hi everyone. So I really hope that you all are safe and taking precautions to, slow down this coronavirus and to flatten the curve. Um, I wanted to make this video so that as we end third quarter, which we know is ending um, April 24th, I want you guys to have the opportunity to resubmit your stat project. This project should be an easy A, as we discussed. I want you guys to um, try your hardest, resubmit it, and let's get those grades back up for third quarter. Remember, it counts as a test grade, so it's kind of a big deal. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example, and then I'm going to go over kind of what your project is supposed to look like. So let me switch screens for a second. Okay, so if I go here, here's a project example. The student did Dubai. So title page, perfect. I took off the name, but your name would go down here where it says click to add subtitle. This part was very important. I want you guys to have a table of your dates. So I know this student was writing the brochure for the travel company for March 17th. Sorry, my dog's a little loud. March 17th, 2019 to March 26th. Okay, she has a table. She has all the temperatures for those exact dates. With that, she was able to get the mean, the median, the mode, and the range. This is where it got a little difficult. Your standard deviation, I'm going to show you guys how to do your standard deviation on Desmos because we did it on our calculator. So I will show you how to get that on Desmos. So let's come back to this slide. But you have to explain what your standard deviation is and what it means and, kind of prove that you understand what we discussed in class. And let me just, means, okay. All right, the next slide was about the Z-score. I will also show you how to do this in Desmos, but your Z-score should have some words behind it. It should say, like, my Z-score was this. This student actually got a 98% because the only thing that this student was missing was when you do your Z-score, you guys know that our Z-score formula is Z equals X minus the mean divided by your standard deviation. Well, that X is your data point. So whatever date you choose, so let's say you wanted to choose the 23rd or whatever, that's what data point you're going to be using. So we'll go over that as well too. So all she had to do was put in here, my Z-score was based on this date for this temperature, and my Z-score was this. All right, then she added travel information. Hold on one second. Okay, so she rounded up her project with fun facts about Dubai because remember the project was based on a travel brochure. Okay, so if someone was wanting to go to Dubai, I feel like this project from start to finish tells me everything of what the weather is like, how I should pack, what I can do, all those type of things. In conclusion, she ended with the citations, okay? This is important so I can go back and look at your references. Okay, so now let's switch gears to Desmos. And I'm just gonna get some data points from what this student did. All right, so let's say for the Z-score purposes, let's say I'm going to pick the 21st. On the 21st, the temperature was 82 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, good. So I'm going to take all of these numbers and I'm going to go to Desmos. And hold on one second. All right, so first we want to find our standard deviation. Okay, I trust that you guys understand how to find the mean, median, mode, and the range. Okay, so if you go to functions, click stats, these are all of our important numbers. If you're having trouble finding the mean, median, you can click the word mean, and then you're going to type in all those data points. So her temperatures were 84, 75, 75, 75, and so on. You would input all those numbers there, and it will tell you what your mean would be. All right, so but for the purpose of this, we're going to find the standard deviation. I'm going to click right here, STDEV. That stands for standard deviation. And I'm going to input all these numbers that she got from her table. 84, 75, make sure you separate them with commas. 75, 75, 82, 86, 86, 77, 83, and 72. Okay, so on the project, the student said that her standard deviation was 5. That is perfectly okay. I would typically round to at least 1 decimal place, so I would say my standard deviation was 5.2. But as long as you can kind of back it up, and I know that you understand how to do this, that's fine. Your numbers are not going to all be perfect numbers. So then I'm going to click in the second box, and my z-score formula is z equals x, which is your data point, minus the mean divided by standard deviation. So we're not going to type in z, but I'm going to start by making a parentheses. So let's say I already told you guys that my data point was going to be March 21st when it was 82 degrees. So x is my data point. 82 minus my mean, which is 79.5. And then I'm going to divide by my standard deviation of 5.2. So there you have it. My z-score rounded is going to be 0.5. Granted, when this student did theirs, of course, our numbers are different, which is okay. Her z-score was 0.9. It's perfectly fine, as long as I can see that you actually put in the time to figure out what your z-score was going to be. Okay? I think that was probably the hardest part of the project, so if you guys understand that, then you're good. We already discussed that if your z-score is positive, that means that your data point was above the mean, and if your z-score was negative, then it was below the mean. Add that in there too. It shows that you understand what z-score is. So I really hope that this video helps you understand a lot better what I expect of your projects. You probably should have at least 6 to 7 slides, if not more than that. If you have like 3 or 4, I'm really concerned. It needs to be a little bit lengthier than that so I can know that you understand the whole stat project, the mean, median, mode, range, z-score, and standard deviation. When you do this, do not forget a sentence about standard deviation and a sentence about z-score, because all of these things individually will be 5 points each. So if you do this incorrect or you don't do it right, that automatically takes off about 20 to 25 points. So make sure you do it right. Please email me or message me if you have any questions. See you guys.